Hey gamers, it's Pashford Murano reporting live, pre-recorded from downtown LA to cover E3 2015. It's actually incredibly late at night right now, or very early in the morning, depending on how you want to look at it. It's currently 4 a.m. I should not be awake right now. E3 is actually only in about 8 hours, which doesn't give me a whole lot of time to sleep. But today was crammed, jam-packed. It was day zero, and those conferences, they did not let up. Microsoft came out very strong and confident, and I was actually surprised at some of the things they had on show. The Minecraft HoloLens demo was the first time I'd seen tertiary Microsoft technology actually wow me legitimately. We had a great library of games. Halo 5 was still looking good, of course. I was really taken aback by Tomb Raider, however kind of stuffy your options are. It's very cinematic, like Uncharted, so the game kind of guides you, which turns off more opinionated gamers as far as how they want to travel and play their own game, but different strokes for different folks. I was pretty thrilled by it. I think the Gears trilogy remaster, of course, Gears 4 preview, all of these things were great. A little disappointed that Rare didn't make more of a splash. Sea of Thieves was cool looking, at least to me, and the retro collection is awesome, but not anything proper that I was expecting. I'm trying to compartmentalize this so I can go to bed at some reasonable point in the near future, because I have a million things I want to say about just one of these conferences, let alone all of them. So Microsoft was very solid, and EA was actually one of the best in a long time. That's due in part to Star Wars Battlefront gameplay finally being shown. Very solid looking. And I think at the conference, if I read correctly, on the screen, it was pre-alpha, which, if true, I can't wait to see the finished product. Then they also showed off Mirror's Edge, good fan favorite to kind of flaunt. And the Need for Speed, the newest one, looks proper. The customization is fantastic. And they're really recapturing those epic police chases that did exist once upon a time in that series. The Ubisoft conference was underwhelming, to be honest. While it does have a lot of charisma, they played it too safe this year. I wrote an article detailing how Ubisoft is sitting on this treasure trove of awesome IPs with stuff like Beyond Good and Evil and Rayman, for example, that they're just refusing to utilize. Because they're fixated on this really gritty, realistic dudes with guns kind of archetype as far as their design is concerned. And, they've really got to branch out, because even some of their staple franchises like Ghost Recon are all starting to blend together into one big genre of mass shooty things. So needless to say, while there was some cool stuff Ubisoft showed, like For Honor, which looks really cool, very intense, and the South Park follow-up, Fractured But Whole. Ubisoft was underwhelming, to say the least. And then, of course, Sony did the impossible 3 times over, in fact, and showcased not only The Last Guardian, but Shenmue 3 as a Kickstarter, which, by the way, has already been funded within 9 hours. I can't wait to see the stretch goals or how far it goes. And then, impossibly so, almost as if willed into existence by fans, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. My mind was blown. You don't see that kind of press conference too many times in your life. E3 hasn't in its life. And we actually got 2 back-to-back. I'd argue the Bethesda press conference and the Sony press conference must be in the top 10 of all time press conferences. The Sony one, eked it out. They did claim Conference King. They barely beat out Bethesda for it, and it took the resurrection of dead concepts and dormant gods to do so. So props to Sony. They deserve every ounce of their success, and that show was amazing. And I'm only talking about the stuff that seemed so far outside the realm of reason. I'm not even diving in depth to all the stuff that they did show. We know we were going to get like Uncharted 4, which still looks fantastic. I really want to go more in depth with this, but it's going to have to wait as there's just too much to talk about, too much content in so little time. Just to give you an idea of how true that is, I also went to the Xbox after event, which occurred directly after the show. I was invited by Microsoft, which was quite lovely. The event was fantastic. I got a lot of hands-on time with video games. Got to schmooze with some of my colleagues and my superiors, idols and whatnot. I also got 2 interviews, one with a Rare employee and another with the lead designer on Cuphead, which is that quirky 1930s stylized cartoon, tough as nails, side-scroller in the vein of Contra Metal Slug that Microsoft showed at the press conference. That was a hell of a sentence. And I will not even be able to upload those. God knows when. I've got so much to do. This E3 has not even started yet. We're approaching day 1 now, and we're just starting to cook with gasoline. So I'm going to end it here. I don't want to, but I need to, because I plan on waking up and covering Nintendo's event, even though it's only going to be on the internet. Still fascinating. Depending on how I feel, I will cover Square's or leave for the show. No offense to Square. It's just incredibly close to the opening of the entire reason I'm in LA, and I don't really want to dawdle, as I have massive appointments to keep this year and stuff that I hope I can definitely crank out for you guys and get posted, because tomorrow I got the Guitar Hero Live hands-on with a number of Activision games to follow that, and then directly after that I have a Rock Band 4 hands-on. I'm going to write an article up on both and a comparison of the two, try to give you guys the best of both worlds. And then a Mighty Number 9 hands-on, which I will have to wait to write, because I do have an interview with someone from the team on Thursday, and that's only starting to list some of the things I have to do, I have done, and I still want to do. Thank you very much for sticking with me through the show. It's been amazing so far. Anyone who was following me with my live tweets, thanks to you as well. Love the support, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make the gaming world go round, and I can't do that without a couple of hands helping me spin the globe. So, thanks again for tuning in. I hope that E3 2015 is as amazing as the press conferences have been, and I'll be here reporting for you guys and doing my best to give you everything gaming. So, stay tuned. This is Pashford Murano, signing off.